Okay, welcome to Grue, everybody. And we got a very special guest today. He is a professional wrestler, an actor, a model, no, not a bodybuilder, and a skier. And his name is AJZ, and he is the golden boy, Andreas John Ziegler. And I got a very special person with me that's co-hosting today, and his name is Billy Rock, and he's my cousin. So Billy, say hi to everyone watching the Grue Room.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Grue Room podcast. I am your co-host, Billy Rock, and Rocco Cross is the owner and host of the Grue Room.
All right, I love it, buddy. I love it. So yes, you are watching the Grue Room. I am Rocco Cross, the host at Stutters, and I'm with my cousin Billy, and we are going to be interviewing AJZ soon. And we're going to talk all about wrestling and bodybuilding and fitness and movies and music and whatever else we want to talk about. So stay tuned because the interview is coming up next. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your night and joining me and Billy Rock on the Grue Room.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I really have been looking forward to doing this show for quite a bit. As I was saying before we started recording, they said I'm a big guest, their biggest guest, or rather, someone they've been looking forward to. So I said They might as well just retire,
Exactly.
Take a peek at your pinnacle, just like in wrestling, you go home. So if it doesn't get any higher than that, you guys might as well be done. So is this going to be the last podcast? Or
Oh no.
No?
Yeah, it might be, Bill. I don't know.
That's why it's the greatest of all time. That's all I got to say. Greatest of all
I'm just
time.
kidding. I was saying that I was excited to do the podcast because you guys have had a lot of good guests on here, and it seems to be a very good show. So I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm thankful. So let's get this thing going. Hopefully I'm not a letdown,
Thank you, buddy. I
Right.
really
definitely not, man.
appreciate
I'm really excited doing this.
I even put on my tablecloth t-shirt for you guys.
Awesome. Love it.
I mean, it looks great. You could definitely see your muscles.
Does.
Oh, I mean,
muscles marinara.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, I wanted to start out by asking, like, I see you do a little bit of everything. You wrestle, you're big into working out, bodybuilding, you act, and you also ski. So, what was the first thing that you did first? Was it the wrestling? Was it the acting, the bodybuilding?
So I guess I can take a long answer and try to make it short, but practically when I was a kid, what I wanted to do is I wanted to be a pro wrestler. So when I was young, I had that dream, but it didn't exactly like manifest how I wanted it to when I was 14 years old because I couldn't get any like real bookings or real opportunities.
Yeah.
So I was working out and I was doing the thing, but when I was 14, I took time away from the wrestling and then pursued the bodybuilding as a result of not being able to like get real opportunities because of my age.
Well, yeah.
So I guess like it went wrestling, bodybuilding, and then like back to wrestling. I did skiing as like a young adolescent, but like I did both the skiing and the bodybuilding to help build myself up athletically and then physically for the wrestling. But yeah, I did start working out when I was like 9 years old. So I guess it kind of like all started at once, but like the actual timeline of professionally doing wrestling, it went wrestling, competing in bodybuilding, then back to wrestling. And then more recently, I picked up acting. I kind of fell in love with it while working on a project that I'm still working on. And I was like, I really enjoy, being behind the camera and, telling stories, not only physically, but then just, with different cameras and such and going off of a script and trying to bring someone else's vision to life. So I kind of fell in love with that, and I've picked that up more recently, and it's going good. I can't really talk too much about it, but
yeah, of course,
I'm excited about doing some acting as well. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
It's awesome.
And as you could tell, as the fans who watch could tell, like you are built Very good. So which areas do I love it? I love it.
I had to do it.
So how does your workouts go? Like what do you do for your workouts? How many days a week do you do it?
So I'm gonna make a quick plug. I'm an online personal trainer. If you're interested, you can DM me or reach out to my email, which is official official@gmail.com. Anyways, I'm gonna continue on. My workout is like a push-pull legs split. So practically it's like a chest day, like a back day, and a leg day to kind of simplify it. And I do that twice a week, and then usually with one off day. But the reason why I pause there is because like with wrestling, sometimes I work out for like literally a month straight and then have like planned off days for like when I'm on the road. But like as a general rule of thumb, it's like 3 days on, or 3 days repeated again, and then 1 day off. So 6 days on, 1 day off.
Wow. Okay, that is a lot of working out.
It's what I like to do, like the guy who likes to bowl, like if he's on the bowling team, he doesn't say, oh well, I bowl 5 days a week or 6 days a week. I feel like that might be a lot for bowling team. I don't know. Bowling. But what I'm saying is like the guy who does what he likes to do, he doesn't really say like that's a lot. So for me, I love working out. Like it's been a part of my life since I was a little kid. So for me, it's just something I do. So I'm just used to it,
Nice. Okay.
That's what's up.
Yeah, right. And how about diets? Like, do you follow like strict diets too, and only eat certain foods? And
So, and again, with my clients and stuff like that, I talk much less about what you eat. And it's kind of like with everything that I do in life, it's less about what you do. It's more so about why you do it.
yeah.
And for me, I don't stay away from certain food groups. I just eat to hit a certain amount, if that makes sense. So like I have a certain amount of protein that I have to hit per day, a certain amount of carbs I have to hit per day, and a certain amount of fats that I have to hit per day. So my entire daily routine is working towards hitting those required macros, which are protein, carbs, fats. So like I don't eat like a complete idiot, you know what I mean? Like I definitely try to stay on point with like, for the most part, healthy foods or whatever. Yeah. But the main priority is making sure I'm super specific with hitting those required numbers of protein, carbs, fats. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. And where do you love to ski at? Because I see you're big into skiing too. So
Yes.
where do you like going to ski at?
I grew up in the Midwest, so for me, I did a lot of skiing in Wisconsin and stuff, which are mostly like hills, generously called slopes, you know what I mean? But they're really just hills. So I guess there's kind of like that nostalgic feeling of going back to those smaller hills. But when I did like actual national competitions and stuff when I was a kid, it was out in Colorado and stuff like that. So those were definitely some really nice places to ski and go to as well.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And when you were ready to wrestle, when you were falling in love with the sport of wrestling, like what are some bouts that you loved watching on TV or some wrestlers you like watching?
I do appreciate that you said sport, because I'll get to that, but I just think that's something that a lot of people don't treat it as these days anymore. They don't treat it like a sport. It needs to be treated like a sport, because
it definitely does.
Believe it's real, they'll believe it's real.
Exactly.
At least within the scope of being on the show, breaking through the curtain, I think, is different now with how everything is.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like in and of the show itself, I think we should all treat it more so like it's real. But who did I look up to when I was a kid? I think everyone my age had like a Cena phase, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I liked Cena, I liked Kofi, I liked Ziegler. I liked a lot of those guys growing up just because they had larger than life personalities, and that's kind of something that gravitated me to wrestling to begin with. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that's what's up.
And where did you go to school to train for wrestling?
Yeah. So as far as wrestling, I went to school at at first the guy named Trevor Adonis broke me into wrestling when I was a kid, and he was super duper helpful and instrumental and caring. Unfortunately, he passed away actually a few years back. But he was like the first guy to like bring me into wrestling, which was really cool because he was like an old school like AWA wrestler. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
He was one of those guys where it's like you treat wrestling as if it's competition. You don't even wink about it. You know what I mean? So like that kind of like opened me up to a different mentality from the very beginning versus like how a lot of other people are trained. And then I continued my training at a school called Firestar Pro Wrestling in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is also very helpful. And then I did a little bit of training at OVW in Kentucky as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, nice. And how long did it take for you to get used to running the ropes and getting that rope burn that goes right over there?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, for me, I don't know why. Whether it's hitting it flat back or hitting it, more on the side, which is actually how you're supposed to do it. I never really like got that bad of like rope burn and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. I hit them hard. I've hit them a lot. I've done it a lot, but I've never. I mean, I've seen it. I've noticed it, but like, I've never really been the one to like be like, "Oh, that hurt." And I'm not like trying to no sell it or anything. Like, it's just one of those things where I'll see other guys with like their armpits are like bleeding.
Right.
Like, how did that happen to you and not me? They're like, "You were hitting them harder than me too." I was like, "I know." But to answer your question, I really never had too much of a problem with that.
Oh, nice.
So I guess it kind of worked out for me. But also I did a little bit of like backyarding when I was a kid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like hitting the ropes when I was like 12 years old. Training for like, those smaller shows that I talked about earlier, but I couldn't really advance past because I was a kid. So I feel like maybe the answer could be just because I was doing it since I was so young, maybe my body's just like, screw you, we're not going to swell up. We're already used to this.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know. It's really weird, but I don't know.
Now, was OVW, was that like your first league that you wrestled at?
No, because I traveled around still before I did that. I did stuff in Wisconsin, North Carolina, and tried to like do different independent shows and stuff like that. Before I went there, so I did wrestle for a variety of different.
Oh, okay.
Like before I went there, yeah.
Billy, I know you got some questions.
Yeah. So you did some work with New Japan as well?
Yeah, I've done some work with New Japan, which I'm very thankful to have had the opportunity to do so throughout the past year, on and off. Hasn't been every month, but it's been, a few times. So I've been happy to do that, and it's been a good learning experience. And I stay in touch with Rocky and a lot of the New Japan guys throughout the months and weeks and stuff like that. So I actually just saw him, I think it was last month or so, at the WrestleCon in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Cool guy, and doing a really great job with New Japan. And it was definitely one of my favorite places to work. And it's an awesome place that I continue to work with and for on and off. So it's a great place, and it's an honor to work there because New Japan's like the pinnacle of wrestling for, a lot of people. A lot of people aren't just like only WWE fans. Yeah. A lot of people love New Japan, and a lot of AEW's product is using New Japan guys and stuff like that. So like there's definitely a big impact from New Japan on modern wrestling today too. So
yeah, and their style is like so different from ours.
Yeah, it's a different style. It's a little bit more back and forth. But it doesn't mean that it's worse. It doesn't mean that it's better. It just means it's a different culture, and it's unique to me because our culture over here is more so about, in general terms, and obviously it varies based on circumstance, but it's mostly about like the baby face fighting to overcome, adversity. versus the New Japan style. It is that, but it's also a little bit different to an extent. It's more so like back and forth. You know what I mean? It's like almost like a tennis match. It's like you hit me, I'll hit you harder. You're not going to see me break. You're not going to see me bend. You're not going to see me go down. You know, it's almost like a comparison of who has more guts. You know what I mean? So I think both products are cool and offer something different. So
Nice. And then who was your favorite opponent to work with?
At New Japan so far, Rocky was my first match there, and I think that obviously he's like the gatekeeper to New Japan and stuff like that, and obviously he's done a whole lot in wrestling over however long he's been wrestling, which is a long time.
Yeah.
So he's a knowledgeable guy, and he was really cool and really helpful, and just overall just very fun to be in the ring with, I would say. So he's probably my favorite so far, but Clark was pretty cool too. Connors. So those two guys were fun to work with.
Nice. And then did you get to go to Japan, and did you get to visit the dojo?
So no, I haven't been over to Japan yet. I've only worked for New Japan Strong, which is here in America. So I've seen the LA dojo, but I haven't been over to Japan yet, but I definitely would like to at some point. So that'd be cool.
Nice. That's awesome. And how did you get to be part of the control of a native
Control your narrative, Bill.
narrative? I'm sorry.
Control your narrative.
Narrative.
So, I guess this kind of takes us prior as well into, prior background, but I've actually been really good friends with Adam Scher, Braun Strowman, the better part of over a decade, actually, before he got signed to WWE. So we actually train at his house in a ring. Actually, it's my ring that I brought to his house. He's taught me a lot, and we've worked through a lot of stuff, and we've helped each other in a sense. Like, I kind of help keep him in shape to an extent with like, hey, come over and do a couple drills with me. And then he's taught me a whole lot about when, where, why, how to do different things in different situations. So like we've been working on and off together in the ring with me trying to, just be a dummy for him at sometimes. And then also for him to, teach me the ways to do it, from a level that's up here. Like very few people have ever. So I guess the short answer would be I'm friends with Adam. So he introduced me to the narrative. I think it's a cool idea. It's about controlling your life and pursuing everything with purpose, and just knowing that no matter what you want to do in life, it's up to you. If you fail, it's up to you. If you win, it's up to you. But no matter what you want to do, you can do it. You just have to have purpose, a reason, and be able to fight for it. So it's just about more than wrestling. And I think that's something that's so cool, because not a lot of wrestling is about more than just wrestling. It's about, titles and championships and wins and losses. And that's cool and that's great. But the message behind the narrative, like I just said, it's more than just about wrestling, which I think is really cool. Plus the presentation is way different than a lot of wrestling shows. It's just something different. It's a breath of fresh air. You guys been watching the product a little bit?
I've seen it. Yes. I
haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Cool.
And plus, like I always been a fan of Braun, of course, and EC3. I think he's incredible, but never got that chance to shine.
It's truly, in my opinion, unfortunate that he never did in WWE. But also, I mean, he beat Kurt Angle in Impact. You know what I mean? He's a world champion. So the guy has a ton of skills, knowledge, and ability that, some people who only watch WWE have never seen, but a lot of people who are massive marks like me, you know what I mean? So we have such an incredible team at the narrative, and I'm super happy to be a part of it. And I know it sounds like such a political answer, like, oh, I'm so happy to be a part of it, but like it's true, I'm really happy to be a part of it. And all I can say to you guys is like, just wait. Because like whatever you've seen already, which you've watched, and thank you for watching, whatever you've seen, it's only going to get way better because we have some stuff that's in the bucket. It's coming out soon. So just wait and keep spreading the word because it's coming. So I'm excited about it.
That would be awesome because from what I've seen of it, I actually really, really like it a lot.
If you don't mind me asking you a question, what do you like about CYN?
It's different. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan too of AEW because I love what they're doing. They went different from what the WWE, like that was like the first televised wrestling league, and it's like less talk and more wrestling. And and what I love about this can control your narrative. It's more raw, like it's more wrestling too, just like AEW is, but it's more raw, it's more in your face. And I'm loving it. And EC3, I saw him, he was doing in an interview, and he was saying how like a lot of moves have been done too many times. It's overkill now, and he kind of doesn't want those moves in his wrestling league. And
Yeah,
I can't say I blame him, because when you watch both products, there's a lot of moves that get used over and over, and they do it in like every match.
That's very well said, and I think that hits on exactly what EC3 is talking about. It's one of those things where also if you take it away from people and you give it to them at some point, then guess what? It means way more. So
Exactly.
just keep that in mind as well. And we've been doing that. We've been doing that, I think, from what's aired already. If you have seen the Dallas Awakening show,
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was Vinny Power Punch Pacifico. I believe he hit a super kick.
Yeah.
And he got disqualified. And everyone's like, what? So, and some people don't know all the rules yet, right? So why did he just get disqualified?
Right.
But it just adds another layer of storytelling. And, if I ever catch a ref off guard, I might throw one and knock somebody out.
Hey, as long as the referee doesn't see it, why not?
Yeah.
As long
That
as
would be great.
It's still legal, right?
Absolutely, man.
Exactly. And you also appeared on AEW, and was it Chris Jericho was the one? Was he the one that helped get the spot for you, to gig?
I actually have not worked for AEW yet.
Oh, okay.
I was just backstage with Chris. And
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you might have did like Dark or something.
No, I haven't done Dark. But yeah, it was a really cool show and a great opportunity to have been there. And it was a good presentation. I think it was my first time seeing a wrestling show as a fan in a while. You know what I mean? Just like sitting in the crowd. And I thought it was fun to watch. You know what I mean? It's fun to sometimes sit there and try to take off that analytical cap and just sit in the crowd and just be. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a really fun and cool experience that I'm thankful to have had.
Awesome.
Nice.
And what do you like doing during your free time, if you ever have any free time? I mean, I can see you're always busy
Working out at the
wrestling
gym
and bodybuilding.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, yeah, it is the working out is the free time, and that is, my place to gather my thoughts and my emotions, and sometimes different ways to, strategize my day or different ideas for wrestling. It's just my gym time is my place to gather myself and have a little bit of free time and free thinking, if that makes sense.
Okay. And
So what's up?
yeah, exactly. I always ask guessed this when I had them on. My show deals a lot with horror. Do you like horror films? And if you do, what are some horror films you like?
Oh my gosh, I love horror movies.
Oh, sweet.
Which sometimes like I'm sitting back and I'm like, if someone were to like look at like the history of like the movies I watch, they might think I have like some kind of problem. Like these slasher movies is like, not to be cliche, but like I really like the Scream movies. I really like the Friday the 13th movies. I really like the Wrong Turn movies. Let me try to think like some newer stuff that I thought was really good. Have you seen like the slasher series on Netflix?
Yes.
Weren't they good?
It was
Did you
really
like
good.
great.
Did
I thought they were
you
good.
see it, Bill?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think season 1 and season 2 were probably better, but
Definitely.
I thought they were all good. I thought they were all pretty solid. Yeah. What about you guys? You like the Scream movies, Friday the 13th?
Oh yeah, of course. Of
Oh
course. I
yeah,
love
Michael
all that.
Myers, Halloween.
Bill,
Oh,
you
yeah,
actually got a
that movie was
horror
good.
shirt on.
Yeah, I actually got Return of the Living Dead 3 on. The girl that says brains. Brains.
There you go.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I saw that in theaters last October or whenever that was. So
Nice.
Nice.
Did you see the last? You say you're a big fan of the Scream. Like, did you see the last one that was just out?
yeah, I did see it, and I think, I mean, you never know, but maybe that's probably the last one. I mean, Dewey died, right?
Dewey
Spoiler.
did die, but they're already filming Scream 6.
Oh, they are. Okay,
They
cool.
are.
I guess Sydney didn't die yet. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they still have a couple more of the old heads to kill yet.
yeah, once you kill the old baby face, I mean, there's either gotta be a new one,
Right?
To step up into that role.
Right. Exactly.
But I feel like that'd be like a really sad way to end like such a monumental series. Like, oh, Sydney's dead. No more movies.
Yeah.
That'd be like really rough. That'd be like waking up on Christmas morning and being like, oh, you had a present, but we already opened it and gave it to someone else, and there's no more coming. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And she feels like it's time to call it quits. I mean, I could see that, but then at the same time, it's like, who else is going to take that spot? Or
Right, exactly.
like,
Yeah.
Scream, like for good, like burn all the masks ever available in the world or something like that.
Bill, is there anything else you want to ask him?
So, for the fans that don't know what the control of narrative is, can you explain to them more about that?
Yeah, so control your narrative is, I think it's eventually going to become more of a weekly thing. But for now, it's like an episodic show that airs semi-frequently with some live shows, which last week we were just in Cleveland and Detroit. Before that, we were in Dallas. Before that, we were in Orlando. Next month, we're going to Orlando again. And those like air, throughout time within every couple months. And then there's also some cinematic wrestling shows that are filmed, taped, and then sent out to PWTV, which is where Control Your Narrative airs exclusively, which I should have mentioned earlier, but it's called Pro Wrestling TV. You can download the app anywhere. Or you can get it anywhere through the App Store, is what I meant to say. And then there's like the narrative cinematic movies. So
Yeah.
there'll be different matches within a Fight Club atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like something you've seen before. It's not going to be with referee. There's not going to be a live crowd. There's not going to be security. It's just guys going in the ring. They go to fight, handle business, figure it out, see what needs to see, do what needs to be done, and then whatever happens, happens. And you don't win by pinfall. You don't win by submission. You win when the other guy gets knocked out or quits verbally. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Really awesome.
So what
It's
do you?
new, it's different. It's exciting. It's fresh. It's not what you've seen before. It's like what you've seen with cinematic wrestling, except in a fight club atmosphere with different talents you've never seen before being built, being used, being developed, with also these massive stars like Adam and Mike and Ross and Damo and all these other guys coming in to help elevate and develop and make things to what they be.
Nice. So what do you like best working there?
Who do I like working, or what do I like?
Yeah, like what do you like best about working there?
I like the ability to control my own narrative.
Nice.
I love what you did there.
I mean, it's true though, because I'm allowed to be me without any chains.
Oh, I guess his phone cut off.
Oh no, it's just us.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer the question simply, it's just like I like to be able to control what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And what kind of songs do you like? Like what's on your playlist when you just want to chill out and when you're at the gym?
I have such a diverse playlist. You'd look at me and think that I don't know what I like, but really it can vary from like a pop song with Marshmello to some really heavy metal. You know what I mean? Like it can really vary, but I would say like somewhere in the middle, I like listening to like a Memphis Mayfire song or an Asking Alexandria song or Bring Me the Horizon song. Like nothing super heavy for the most part, but something that's got some bass to it. So like kind of like the new metal genre is what I generally listen to for the most part. Yeah.
Sweet. And Bill, do you have any final questions you want to ask?
So who's your like what's your favorite like superhero?
Myself.
Yes.
I think I don't know, maybe just because the new Batman movie came out, I think it's probably my favorite, because I think with that and with the Joker and stuff like that, that's probably my favorite superhero story and movie overall. But I've been watching Spider-Man too, off and on when I have time. More so recently, like the trilogy with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that story as well. I'm just a big story guy. Like whatever I can sit back, watch, and be taken into as far as the story, that's really what I enjoy. But for now, since I just saw that new Batman movie, and I just relived The Dark Knight, and I just watched the Joker again, like the Joker movie that came out in 2019.
Yeah.
I'm just really taking into Batman. So I think the end of Batman.
That's awesome. That's what's up.
Nice.
Yeah, Batman's great.
I know too.
Yeah.
Actually, you like too, Bill.
Yeah, I love Batman. Michael Keaton. Yeah, like the original. Oh my god.
I heard that I didn't mean to cut you off, but I heard that they cut out like one of the Joker scenes in the newest Batman movie.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Wow.
But like, I don't know if you've seen the new Batman movie. Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently, how it shows like the Joker laughing a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly there was another scene, and it's somewhere lingering on the internet. I think it's YouTube. I'm sure this will probably all go watch it or something like that. But apparently there's like a big scene with the Joker in it that was cut out of the movie completely. I don't know why.
Oh, wow.
It's out there that we can all watch and stuff like that. And he'll be a part of the next Batman movie.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Maybe it just gave away too much.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's weird to cut out that part.
I know, exactly.
Film like that just...
Hopefully it was good too, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I guess this didn't help wrap up their story or something like that. So who knows?
Yeah, maybe they'll finish it off for the next one. Maybe the next one they'll add more to it.
I would think so.
Yeah. And then The Crow, did you ever see that one with Brandon Lee?
I think so. I think so. I've seen a lot of I think so. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. But no promises, so don't quiz me. I do think so.
Okay. Okay. And is there anything coming up next for you that you want to like push or plug, like matches? Or...
Yeah. So upcoming, we have the Control Your Narrative Awakening show in Orlando. We're revisiting our first live show venue at the Tin Roof, and that'll be on June 11th. So anyone and everyone who wants to come out and see that venue sold out again, come to the Tin Roof on June 11th in Orlando, Florida for Control Your Narrative. But most importantly, see Andreas John Ziegler, AJZ.
Exactly.
Love it.
So much great talent. I know Adam Scher will be there. I know EC3 will be there. I know a plethora of our talent will be there, like Fodder and Blake Troop and all these other guys that we have. They'll be there. So come check out those guys as well.
Sweet. And
Nice. It's awesome.
And lastly, where can fans find you at? Like, what's your pages and your personal workout fitness trainer thing?
So you can reach out. I'll start with that first. You can reach out to me for any business inquiries, acting inquiries, any kind of anything, as long as it's, professional to an extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got some freaks out there.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like, if you want to be like funny or just you want to engage with me as a human being, I'll
Too
respond.
many Scott Steiners out there.
Yeah. But for me, it's just officialehw@gmail.com. So that's OFFICIALEHW@gmail.com for all business inquiries and stuff like that. And then I'm a nice guy, so I'll respond for, most messages and stuff. But then also you can find me on Instagram at AJZiggy1818, and it's the same handle on Twitter as well, and on TikTok it's AJZIGGY1818. And then my YouTube is just my name, Andreas Ziegler, ANDREAS ZIEGLER. And then Facebook is just a like page, which is Team AJZ. So those are the places you can find me: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, email. I'm on it all. So you can find me if you want to find me. And then obviously you can find me on here on this podcast. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. After this, people might not want to hear more out of me.
No,
This is like the best podcast of them all.
Yeah.
It really is.
Everything you said was great.
No,
I really mean that. It really is.
Thank you. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for you guys to pat me on the back.
and definitely looking forward to more wrestling with can control your narrative. I'm really looking forward to see what's coming up for them and what shows are coming up and what they have planned.
Yeah, man, we appreciate that, and definitely stay tuned and spread the word, because we've got a lot of good content, a lot of good people, and a lot of good stories to tell. So stay tuned to Control Your Narrative.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, brother.
Macho.
Dig it.
All right, buddy. Thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, man. It's an honor to meet you, man.
Definitely is.
Appreciate it. Virtual fist bump. Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Definitely have a good night, and thanks again for doing the show.
Thank you guys.
Bye.